you, the fans, your love, the commitment, and for the passion of the game takes center stage. Let's dive right into this. I've got Adam with me. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, very well, thanks. You?
Got Jake. How you doing, bruv?
Yes, good, mate. Thank you.
Good. Good to see you, man. You and your what's the baseball hat? Is it the Bulls?
The Bulls, red and white, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know they're crap though, aren't you? You know they are.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all about the history and tradition, mate. Come on. You know that.
All right. Arsenal are flying right now. Wins against Tottenham, Chelsea, Brighton, Everton, and now into the Champions League quarterfinals. This isn't just form; it's momentum. The belief is in this team. It looks positive. It looks like the team they're starting to believe in themselves. They know, the team knows, doesn't matter how they cross that line, win that game, they are doing it, and which is a great thing. Now we've got to turn our attention to Sunday's game. It's not going to be an easy game. I honestly believe this is going to be like a chess game. I don't believe City's going to be opening as they usually do. I do believe City's going to be cautious. I believe Arsenal's going to be cautious. But let's see. I mean, is there anyone can stop Arsenal right now, or are Arsenal just running away like a rail train? Let's dive into this. Guys, I just want to quickly, before we go, I ask any questions, I just want to see how are you feeling at the moment, Adam? Seriously, we don't need to go in for it. How are you feeling right now about it right now?
Yeah, great, because I mean, what more can you ask for? I say we've gone through the quarterfinals of the Champions League fairly comfortably. Cup finals to look forward to. First one we've been able to attend for 7 or 8 years. So and the league, you know, this, if you'd asked me in the 86th minute at home to Everton, I might have had a slightly different answer. But that 10 minutes changed the whole weekend. We always said on here, you know, momentum's a big thing, and I think the order of the games is big. And I think had we have drawn with Everton, I think City would have won at West Ham. I think it was that big of a momentum shift. I think the City were probably warming up at the time they heard that Gyökeres's goal had gone in, and obviously the Downman's. And I think that just, you know, if you've been in the title race before, like, you know, you get that news. I don't believe this nonsense about they don't look at what they are doing. They're concentrating themselves. City looked flat afterwards, and that whole hour and a half, 2 hours just felt like it was a massive moment in the season. And obviously, it felt like it was a not a momentum shift, because we already had the momentum, but it felt like the first nail in the coffin for City. I think they're going to do well to lift themselves for both the league running and Sunday. It felt like a real hard one, and they've kind of backed it up with a performance against Real Madrid. And I think we're getting them at the right time. And I'm excited about Sunday. I'm cautious, obviously, but I think we're getting them at the right time, and I think the momentum is really worse. And I think the team and the fans are believing again. It's the first time in the Emirates for a league game where it felt like, yeah, everyone knows it's coming like to a head now. There's been a lot of nerves, but the fans even stayed with the team very well in the second half. You know, there was a few groans, as there always is, but you know, I thought the atmosphere was very good second half, and even to the latter parts, it felt like the fans stayed with the team, knowing it was a big thing to get that goal, and they played a big part in it.
Jake, how you feeling, bruv? Just, you know.
Yeah, Everton was a bit of a mad game, to be fair. It was such a relief when Gyökeres scored. You just heard it around the stadium. Like, it was just amazing. And then obviously for Downman to go and do his thing. But yeah, we're in a very good moment at the minute. That Everton result was massive. So hopefully that spurred us on in the right direction. Obviously, we had a great result midweek. So yeah, all things looking well for us. Just need to keep going.
Yeah. Right. Look, Arsenal bounced back from the Wolves game. All right, with that draw. With the draw, and things changed. I mean, after that, everything's completely changed now. Their attitude, I think they're not so much nervous now since these games. Is this Arsenal's best team we've seen in this year? Anyone? Adam, Jake?
Best team, is it Arsenal's best team in recent history? You mean?
Yeah, no, for this year. I mean, since Arteta's taken over.
Not footballing wise. I think we're the most I think we're the most solid we've been under Arteta. I think the 23-24 team was probably the most exciting team we played under. And I think there was elements of those games that, you know, when we were winning 5 and 6-0 away from home, I think we were probably a marauding team, but there was a little bit of a naivety about us. I think we're the most mature team we've had under Arteta. I think there's you know, there's a nous about us now. Where we played very well 3 years ago was probably better than our peak performances in the league this year. But where we didn't play well 3 years ago, we dropped points. Whereas now, when we don't play well, we grind out wins. And I think from that point of view, we're a very well-oiled machine and we're a very good side. So, yeah, I think in that sense, we're the best we've been under Arteta. But I don't think it's a hard one. I think it's probably the best squad we've had and the performances have been very good most of the time. But I think we've obviously given up a little bit of the natural kind of football ability, or the free-flowing football for the pragmatism, which is going to get us over the line, definitely. But it's very close to being the best side of it's not.
What do you reckon, Jake?
I'd probably say, based on wins and everything like that. I think I've read something yesterday that we've already, like, the amount of wins we had in the Invincible season already, or 7 games early or something like that, in the overall season. I mean, not just the Premier League season. So yeah, we're a very, very efficient side now. And obviously we're so strong at the back that helps us, obviously going forward as well. But yeah, we are very. It is one of the strongest teams we've had, definitely in my lifetime. Probably not the most entertaining, but definitely one of the strongest.
If we look back at the time when Arsenal was playing, when Liverpool came to Arsenal and then Man United came to Arsenal, and there were certain other games as well, even like with the Wolves game, they looked nervous. They looked heavy-legged. They looked tired, jaded. I mean, are Arsenal now playing like champions to you, Adam?
Yeah, and I think the Wolves result, in a weird way, kind of brought the squad together a little bit. There was, I think I said after the Wolves result, before we had Spurs, there was a lot of scrutiny on, you know, the mentality of the team, and I think there was that kind of like us against the world thing after we dropped those points against Wolves. Everyone wrote us off, you know, even some of our own fans wrote us off after that defeat, and I think there was probably a lot of soul searching in those 3 or 4 days before Spurs, and it was the perfect response. And I think City haven't really reacted in the way we thought they would. You know, they've dropped a few weird points that we probably didn't expect, and I think it felt like you always have a little bit of a blip in the season, and it felt like that blip came around the United, the Wolves games, or in Forest, you know, where we're dropping points. And I think the team now believe they got through that, and City have kind of dropped off a little bit. You know, I think there was a few nerves when City got close to us, and they've dropped off. And I think they've gone. We've had our little spell now, and you know, come and try and catch us if you can. And even the fan base are now looking at it, going, City away suddenly looks quite an exciting prospect. At one point, people were looking at City away, going, that could be where we come unstuck. That could be a massive game. And I think people are now looking at going, could that be where we actually almost not win the title, obviously in points terms, but go and basically finish it off completely?
You feel the same way, Jake?
Yeah, I think we're getting the results at the right time, which is obviously crucial in any sort of title race. But yeah, I can't say Everton was massive, because if that was a draw, and then as Adam said, Man City would have had their tails right up, and that probably would have been a totally different result. But we're managing to grind out and get the results when we need them, which shows a new sort of character to this team, especially at this end of the season where we have struggled previously.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're in a good moment. We just need to keep focused, and we got a good draw in obviously the other competitions as well, but we still need to. There's still a job to do at the Prem.
I agree. I totally agree, guys. I'll tell you what. I mean, we're winning. Listen, guys, we're in every single competition, guys. Do you know what I mean? Being more excited, man. I've got to be honest with you. We're like Tottenham at the moment. Yeah, well, guys, listen. Do you know? I've got to be honest with you. All right. Do you know?
That's all I want to see, mate.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Listen, like they said, all right, and like someone says, and I totally do believe it. just enjoy the ride.
No, I think it was me. Yeah, of all people, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was me, ironically. Yeah.
Wise man.
All right, it might have been you, mate. But I mean, it's a fact. Enjoy the ride. Listen, we don't know. We don't know if Arsenal's going to win. We don't. Look, at the end of the day, we don't know if Arsenal's going to win the league. We don't know if Arsenal's going to win the FA Cup. We don't know if Arsenal's going to win the Champions. But guys, let's enjoy this, because everyone out there right now, barring Arsenal supporters, you got to understand this, and this is the God's truth. I won't say everyone, but the majority of supporters. Let's say there's 19 other teams. I wouldn't say all their fans, but 19 other teams' fans wants Arsenal to fail. All right? Because why? Because their teams are miserable. They're miserable. We can't be miserable. We're in the FA Cup. I mean, we're in the FA Cup quarterfinals. Yeah. Is that right? Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
We're in the final of the Carabao Cup. We're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We're leading the Premier League, for God's sake, for 9 points, guys. Enjoy the ride, and I'm gonna enjoy it, because I know Arsenal will win something. We're gonna win something, all right. And I'm not just talking about the Carabao Cup. Honestly, not just the Carabao Cup. I think Arsenal's we're definitely gonna win the league. Champions League. Okay, there's a question mark there. There will be a question mark there, but I'm gonna still enjoy it, guys. So what I'm saying is, all right. What I'm saying is what impresses you, all right, Jake? What impresses you the most? Is it Arsenal attack? Is it the defense, or is it the mentality of the way that they're approaching the games, every single game? Because every game is different, and everyone's saying, yeah, this is a hard game. Is it the mentality of the guys, or is it because of the defense that we're 100% behind defense? We know our defense is going to do us the job, or is it basically the attack? I mean, look at the goal what Esse done the other night. Jesus, oh my goodness me. What do you reckon? Man, I'm just trying to cheer us up, mate. Do you know what I mean?
You asked me about 17 questions there. I don't know what to.
Okay. What impresses you the most, mate? Is it
as a collective?
Is it the mentality?
Yeah, of course. The mentality is a big part of it. But that's the experience we've had over the last couple of years. And obviously the new players coming in as well has helped. But I think collectively as a team, they just want it so bad. And you can tell by the passion when we score, and obviously the way it went off at the Emirates against Everton. But yeah, everything seems to be falling nicely into place, but we've still got a job to do. So I'll be excited as you when we're doing the business at the end of the season.
Guys, look, I just want to put something. You got this idiot, little Chelsea. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. All right, but I mean, you guys look. You guys sound so.
That man there shouldn't be allowed to type. It's a mess.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on, guys.
He's been watching his manager hand out notes in the last 4 minutes. And he thinks he needs to do that.
And what he needs to understand about what this Chelsea charge. I mean, this is a different. I mean, this is a whole new episode. I'm going to be talking about next time. All right, I'm going to bring it up. But those charges, what you lot got, what they got, 74 charges, slap on the wrist. It's terrible. I think it's absolutely disgusting. But I'm going to ask you, Adam, and it's a serious question. Mm-hmm. Okay, do you think Chelsea, those competitions that they won, should they have an asterisk right next to them? Yes or no?
I've been saying Chelsea have been cheating since 2003. Everyone knows it, and you know, and I think they've got away with murder over the years. I say, like, you know, every trophy they've won in the Abramovich era should have an asterisk next to it. You know, as I say, I think Chelsea are now, it's catching up with them a little bit. PFF, you know, like kind of financial fair play, and yeah, as I say, like, they've spent a lot of money. They're trying to kind of replicate the Arteta approach, you know, the kind of the youth, and it's just not working. And I think going back to Arsenal, I think it shows kind of the model we've done now that it is working, and it takes time, and other teams are trying to kind of implement it, and not successfully at the moment, and it will take a long time. And I think that's why we're in a position where we could not say dominate for the next few years, but I think we're in a position that we are a little bit ahead of people. But going back to what you said as well, Pat, you've got to enjoy it, because you look at Liverpool last year. You know, Liverpool romped to the title last year, were favourites to the Champions League this time last year, and they're 21 points behind us, and it shows you how quickly it can turn around. You know, Chelsea. I know, you know, big Chelsea in the summer was giving it that Chelsea were going to be in the title race. You know, we're off into the sunset already. So, you say football changes very quickly, and you've got to enjoy it while it lasts. And I think that's what I'm saying. I think we've got to just embrace the challenge, and I think what's the most impressive thing about it is the juggling of the competitions. We're pinging from Champions League to Carabao Cup to FA Cup, rotating, you know, players, and I think where people are criticizing us and we don't get enough credit is that no one's ever done a quadruple, and we're in the conversation. We 8-1 to win the quadruple in the middle of March. Now, the football isn't going to be free flowing when you're going on 4 fronts and you're trying to compete on those fronts, and that's where we've had to give up a little bit of that, because we've had to be pragmatic to get through in every competition. Even the great United and City teams of '99 and the treble winning team of City didn't go close to winning a quadruple. So it shows you how difficult it is, and I think we're unbelievable that we're even in the conversation.
What, Jake? Again, I'm hoping you can emphasise a bit more than what Adam's doing on this asterisk, because I believe that they should have. Do you think Chelsea should have an asterisk right next to the? It doesn't
matter. It doesn't matter. It's history. It's done now. When stuff like this is said, I just don't. It's like nothing can change. You have to hit them in the pocket now, and you have to either take points off them, or you. No. There's no point stripping titles. There's no point. No.
No one's asked. No. Look. I think it's no. What you just said there. They should take points. They're not going to take any points. They've already done it. They've already been fined.
I'm saying that's what they should have done. You just saying there's an asterisk next to it doesn't really mean anything. Do you know what I mean?
It does. No, of course it does. It absolutely does. An asterisk means it's like when someone's been deducted points. They have an asterisk next to it. It means something.
Yeah, they still won the league. They still won the title, didn't they?
But come on, man. They haven't won it. They did it. It's cheated. They did it in the wrong way. They did it in the wrong way. What you're letting Chelsea you're letting them get away with it. I mean, they've got away with it. They have got what it's not. I mean, at the end of the day, all right. Look what happened to Forest. Forest got points deducted. Leicester got points deducted. Middlesbrough.
That's what I'm saying. That's what should have happened.
Okay. No, but it hasn't happened.
That's what an asterisk doesn't mean anything either, does it?
It does. Yes, it does. An asterisk means a hell of a lot. If you put something next to an asterisk, people are going to ask, what is that asterisk for? They're going to ask. They're going to question, what is that asterisk for? Now they're going to say, "Oh, the reason." What do you mean no? What do you mean no?
No one's going to say nothing about an asterisk.
In your opinion.
I agree with Jake on this one, because you can't take those memories away from the Chelsea fans of winning those competitions. And if you let's just take the league title in 2017, say you handed it to Spurs, like they're not going to go around and do a parade 9 years after and get the trophy. It's not the same. Like you can put an asterisk next to it, but it doesn't mean they don't have those memories and still gloat about the fact they were there in Munich.
Yeah, but they're going to be gloating, knowing that they cheated. It's not about taking.
They know that anyway, Pat.
I'm not.
They know that anyway.
No. Because at the end of the day, you guys. I mean, this is what they say about Arsenal. Arsenal fans are soft. Look how many people. I mean, even what's his name? He used to manage Newcastle. Even though he was an idiot for saying it, an absolute idiot. What's his name? He used to Pardery. Pardery came out and said, "All right, Arsenal should have an asterisk next to them." Now, everyone else is jumping on the background. Yeah, you're right. Arsenal fans, no, I'm not like that. I'm sorry. They cheated. They did it the wrong way. They did not do it the right way. They should.
Everyone knows that.
Okay, if they never got points deducted, okay, fine. If they got a little smack on their hands, okay, fine. But what they should do to punish them, put an asterisk next to it, even if they don't take the title. But people are going to question and say, hang on a minute, what's that asterisk about? Oh, it's because Chelsea cheated. People need to know that. You can't just say, no, leave it. It's not like, no, it's wrong.
I'm not saying leave it. I'm just saying, no one will care. No one will care if there's an asterisk.
People will care, but people will care. Not only Chelsea fans won't care. Yeah, I agree with that. But other people will, because other people will say, oh, what's that asterisk about? Oh, that is back in 2012 or whatever, 11, whatever, when Chelsea did Chelsea did wrong. What did they do wrong? Well, they did this, they did that, and that is why that asterisk is there. You got to remind people. Now, if you don't put it there, Chelsea's got away with it. That's my opinion. Anyway, everyone else in the chat, I should have said welcome everyone in the chat. I didn't do that. My apologies. Whoever's in the chat, I really appreciate you guys coming along. Please subscribe, please like, please follow, and please let us know if you're not a Chelsea fan. Should Chelsea, basically, they've got a fine, £10 million fine. That is not even a slap on the wrist. That's not a punishment. And plus, they got a 2-year suspension and transferring. That is not punishment. Look what happened to Forest. Look what happened to Middlesbrough. Look what happened to Everton. Look what you could go all these teams, and they did less than what Chelsea's done. That's the thing. They did less than what Chelsea's done, and they got punished for it. So if you're saying, nah, don't worry about it, leave it, that is totally the wrong way.
I'm not saying that. My original point was they should have been docked points, and then you kicked off saying no, they didn't even get docked points.
Yeah,
I'm saying they should have been docked points or had a major transfer ban. An asterisk means nothing.
So who? Okay, okay, fine. Okay, well, everyone in the chat.
Someone's going to look back and go. No one in this day and age is going to go. Oh, back in 2000 and whenever it was, 2005 when Chelsea won it.
You can't say no.
They won the league, but
you can't say it because people go back. Okay, people when Arsenal won done the invincible. What does people say? They still go back to it and say, "Oh yeah, but you drew. You look how many games you drew." It does mean something, my friend.
Yeah, do you know what you do, mate? You go like that. They go like that, and that's what the Chelsea fans will be doing. The Chelsea fans will go like that. So who cares?
Yeah, but the difference between Chelsea fans doing that and Arsenal fans saying, "So what?" All right, Arsenal.
I'm not saying so what. I'm saying the punishment should have been worse. But I'm saying an asterisk. What you're saying, an asterisk means nothing.
Right. But what you're saying at the same time is okay. They've been fined. They've got those little fines. Leave it alone now. Let's move on.
That's what you're saying.
So what should fit the crime? They're not being paid. All right, they're not getting deducted points. They're not going to get fined. What should be done now then?
Well, there's nothing they can do now.
There you go. So let's move on from it. Okay, fine. Moving on. Okay, fine. No, that's just the worst. That's just the worst. Anyway, sorry guys for ranting and raving, but what Arsenal?
Big Chelsea lose. Rattled your head.
Look what is it, Mikel for Chelsea? Look what that idiot come out and saying about Arsenal. Look how many things what people are saying about Arsenal, and Arsenal ain't cheated. We ain't cheated, but everyone else is jumping on a bandwagon. Don't forget. Oh, Arsenal win this Premier League. This is going to be the worst Premier League win ever. Come on, guys. We've got to get on them. We can't be this little soft little Arsenal supporters and say, "No, let leave it, move it on." Can't do it. All right?
Pat, the point is, the point is, I think like Jake and I are saying, who cares what Chelsea think about us? You're saying we need to react to this. And I don't care. Chelsea are no man's land. Like, why am I going to start debating with Chelsea when we're? You just said a minute ago, enjoy the ride. I'm not going to enjoy the ride debating it with a Chelsea fan. It's not in the title race. I don't need to. I'm enjoying Arsenal.
I think some of us see. I'm enjoying my ride, but what I'm trying to say, you cheat. Well, I tell you what. Anyway. You cheat, you should be punished. The end of the day, it's not about letting them get away with it. Okay, leave it. Now the referee.
But no one said that. No one said that. We all agree. Okay. We all agree that they should be more punished, but they haven't been more punished. So what can I do about it? I can't do anything about it.
Well, hopefully, the Premier League, they bottled it to doing something about it. Now, hopefully, the FA will do something about it. Hopefully, the FA's got a bit more balls because they've got to face the FA with the 74 charges, and hopefully they do something about it. And I really hope they do, because something's got to be done about that, because you can't punish small teams. You can't punish small teams and leave big teams because they got more money, because they got more money than sense. So let's not mess about with them. That is not a fair game. All right? That's my rant. Excuse me. Moving on. Okay. Oh. Anyway. Sorry, guys. I just needed to do that. I really do believe.
Next up on the Chelsea Fans podcast.
Say again? You what? You got something
next up on the Chelsea Fans podcast.
You got something about Chelsea, haven't you? You got something about Chelsea, haven't you? Anyway, moving on from that, let's break it down. Right, Arsenal beat Tottenham 4-1, beat Chelsea 2-1. Then we beat Brighton, and then we beat Everton. That Everton game, honestly, for me, I was the first 20 minutes. I was nervous. Because they're not an easy team to play against. In fact, they've got one that have they got the best record, away record?
Best defensive away record, I think it is. Yeah,
the best defensive away record. How did you see that one, Adam?
Yeah, to be honest, I predicted 1-0 before the game, and I turned to Bobby beforehand, and I said to her, I can see this being a late winner. I remember, they got 0-0 at the Emirates last year, and we just could not break them down. And the game at the the Hill Dickinson was exactly the same. We scored with a penalty. We didn't really create an awful lot other than that, and I think Moyes is very good at setting teams up to be difficult to break down, and it is how it proved. And it did feel like a long way in the second half that 0-0 was on the cards. And yeah, it was a tough game, and I think the team deserved a lot of credit for getting over there because they were very organised. Everton, they looked dangerous on the break first 20-30 minutes. As they had some decent efforts, McNeil's especially. And yeah, it was a tough game. It felt like a really big one to get through. It was one of the ones I was most worried about from the remaining fixtures. And Everton will take points off other teams that you probably don't expect them to. It was a really tough game, and it was a really big win, and clean sheet again. So can't go too wrong.
Jake, out of all the 5 games, because I'm putting the 5 games. The reason why I'm saying 5 games, I'm putting Brian Leverkusen in this. All right, with the Chelsea, with the Tottenham, with the Brighton, with the Everton. Which one really impressed you? Which game impressed you?
There's a couple in there for different reasons, but Tottenham for obvious reasons. But I think Everton. I think last season, as we all know, we drew 0-0 there, and they really frustrated the life out of us. And that game on Saturday was similar in a way because they played a lot better than they did the year before. Don't get me wrong, but it was a frustrating game, and it was good to see the boys actually. To be fair, I don't know if you felt the same in the stadium, Adam, but it was just like you felt like there was something was about to happen.
Yeah.
To a degree, but just massive. I think the Everton game, I'd say, just for getting a result that we didn't get last year as well, and we've been ticking them off.
Yeah, Adam, would you call Max Downman's goal iconic?
Yeah, I think especially if we win the league, you look back on moments in a title-winning season, you think, oh, that was a massive moment. I think, when you remember his age and you think, Jesus, he's doing his GCSEs. I'll play football at school, in year 11. Just the physicality of going up against some of these players he's playing against is ridiculous. And he's got the stature of a man. He's got another 3 or 4 years of growth, if not longer. And he just looks like he's been there for years. He's just running the show. He comes on. It wasn't just the goal. I think if he hadn't have scored, his performance still would have been spoken about because he changed the momentum of the game in the second half. Yeah, there was a time where the football got a little bit stagnated. It became a little bit predictable, and he just injected a bit of pace into the game. Obviously, it was his cross that created the first as well. And he just changed it completely. And the fact of 15-year-olds coming into a title race, into a slightly nervous stadium in a massive game, and just having the confidence to go and dictate the whole kind of tempo of the play was huge.
Sorry, no, I totally agree. That cross that Mike Downman did for, and then Encapias obviously just chest it down. Do you think Gyökeres now, Jake, is getting into the right positions? Getting into the right positions now. Is he looking like the player that Arsenal was missing? That fox in the box. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that over the last sort of, he's really, and I think something's clicked with him. Obviously, he has been scoring the goals, but I think his general play as well. He can go missing in sometimes, but he just looks like he's got a real intensity about him now that he just wants to be involved in everything, little touches to players, obviously getting in the right positions and affecting the game as he should. He put in a lovely cross against Leverkusen. We'll get into that later on, but it was like little stuff like that we haven't really seen from him before, that he's doing, and he's becoming a sort of a real complete striker for us. So yeah, really happy. Obviously, Downman came on, did the business. I think when Downman came on, I think that was the lift that we needed, because it was getting a bit flat, like Adam said. But as soon as he come on, the crowd got right on it again, and yeah.
And I liked what. Did you like what Arteta did say? He felt something, when he felt Max. If he brought Max on, something can happen. He had this feeling about Max. Did you hear that when he said that, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're not, you don't throw a 15-year-old on it if you're not kind of confident he can dictate and change a game. And I think that was the biggest kind of confidence builder you can give to a player, that you're throwing him into a title running. And ask him to change the game, ask him to come on and 3-0 up and just try a few tricks and see the game out. He was on there to make an impact and try and get you 3 points, and he inevitably did that. And that's the options we have off the bench now. You look at every time you go to the Emirates now, and you look at the 11, you look, you think it's a strong lineup. You see the bench and think, Christ, there's like 6 or 7 players on that bench every week that would get into the majority of first team 11s, and I include the top 4 in that. And that's the depth of the squad at the moment. Even for Leverkusen, you rotate 3 or 4 players. My dad said to me, he's like, "Who do you prefer, Hincapié or Calafiori?" And I said, "It's not. There's not much between them, and you don't really mind who plays in those certain games. Timber and White. There's been a debate about them. There's so many positions now that people are debating about. Who should play each week. Madueke and Saka have had the debate, and that shows you how well we're playing. That there's about 5 or 6. We're on for 4. Right in the mix of 4 competitions, and we're still debating about who could play this game, because there's so much competition and such healthy competition. It's not like because players have really tailed off, it's because there's so much quality and you can rotate.
Are Arsenal making bigger games look easier now? The way they play now, because I mean, it's obviously because we're on the stretch now, and it feels like to me like they've found another second gear. Would you agree on that, Jake?
I think the way Arteta plays, I think we right our wrongs from last year, and I think he's been doing that with every result that we have gone against and obviously lost. He's gone and rectified that with a great performance, whether that be that Brighton or where we dropped points, or obviously Everton last year as well. But yeah, I think it's real good signs that we're seeing at the minute, the way the boys are playing and how strong we are mentally, and just the fight and the passion we have. You can see it on the pitch with all the players.
Yeah.
They really want it, and I think they'll get us over the line.
Why is it that there's not so many, but there's quite a number of people trying to belittle or trying to put down Max's Max's play? Is it because do you think they're jealous because they haven't got that guy in their squad? Because they're just saying, because some of people are saying, because I'm listening, someone in the chat is saying, "Oh, it's just one game," but he hasn't played just one game. What do you reckon, Adam? Is it? I mean,
I think a lot of people don't know how long Arsenal fans have been looking at Downman. Again, he's broken through this season, but we've been looking at him for 2 years, like in the under 18s, and what he's been doing as a 14, 15-year-old. I think Jamie Redknapp said about 18 months ago, he'd seen Max Downman, and they would talk about he's the best that Hale End has produced. Now, you can get ahead of yourself. Don't get wrong. You can go one or two ways. You can go down the Wayne Rooney route, where you can also go down the kind of Freddie Adu route, where like these kind of these super kids that don't go on and do it. But
manager legend.
Yeah, but everything about kind of Downman's progress isn't a surprise to the Arsenal fans. So I think there's been an excitement. It's not like, oh, who's this 15-year-old that's appeared? Like, we've been excited about Downman for about a year, and he's shown glimpses in other games where you think, wow, what he can do, even in pre-season. And I think that's where the excitement comes from. And I understand. I think with opposition fans, I don't necessarily think it's a jealousy thing. I think it's at the moment it's like anything we can get out of Arsenal, and it's like we over celebrate a 15-year-old's goal. And
it is a bit about because some people, it's only but the goal was empty. No, go back. Let's go back to how he scored that goal. Do you know what I mean? Because that header, even that header alone, it takes a really good thinker of a footballer to think what to do with that header.
I think it just adds pressure on him, Pat. I think opposition fans are going to try and add as much pressure as they can to him. Rooney had it when he came through at 16. You know, we probably did when Rooney came through and he went to United again. It's too early in his career to go United, and you know, is he going to? You know, he's too fat. You know, like all these different stuff that Rooney got thrown with, and he just took it. And I think, you know, the mentality he's got the right people around him. He's at a club that's he's getting opportunities, and I think he's gonna have to back it up. Don't get me wrong, but I think Arsenal fans are going to enjoy what they're seeing from Downman, and other fans are going to try and stick the knife in and add the pressure to him because he is that kind of wonder kid and the next kind of big hope for Arsenal.
Could Manchester City? I mean, because people are saying Manchester City only knows one way. Would Manchester City have beaten all these teams in the same way? Do you reckon, Jake?
In the same way as
how Arsenal's doing it, because obviously Arsenal knows different play. Arsenal play different. City only knows only one style. Yeah, City basically.
I'm pretty sure we've only got one style, but I think
no, because Arsenal play different in the Premier League when they play as they play different in the Champions League. The Arsenal do two different things. We don't play the way we play in the Premier League.
I disagree with that. I think we play the same way, but I think the Champions League teams allow us to play more. I think when you look at you know, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, I think we still play the same possession-based game, but those teams have kind of have gone at us and allowed us more space. Now, nine times out of 10 at the Emirates, we've had teams come in and play that low block against us. Even City, you know, City got 1-0 up and they really sat back. Munich had a real go at us. Inter had a go at us. Atletico had a go at us. And it's when we get more space. Even Leverkusen pinged it around nicely. They gave us a lot of space in the field, and we did exploit it. And I think it's a little bit different.
Okay. What do you reckon about that? You agree with that, Jake?
Yeah, I don't think we play. I think we only have a plan A, but our plan A is very successful. Do you know what I mean? I think earlier in the season where we were struggling a little bit, I think we were shouting out for sort of a plan B of being potentially more direct or something like that. But I think we do play. I think he's very, very meticulous in the way he plays, and I don't feel like the players like to go against that. So I think yeah, just obviously when we play in the Premier League, all the teams sit back. I don't think we necessarily play different. I think, yeah, like Adam said, we have more space to do our thing. But I think if obviously teams came out to us and the Premier did that, we'd have the same thing.
I think if you look back at when Arsenal played Atletico Madrid, we didn't do that. Arsenal went at Atletico Madrid. Arsenal played.
Yeah, did Atletico Madrid sit back?
No, they don't. No,
exactly.
I don't think there's any Champions League. Well, my opinion, in what I've been thinking, what I've saw, I don't think there's any real champ apart from one who did it to Arsenal, and that was the German team when we played them away. They sat back against Arsenal because the manager even came out and said he played the English way, meaning he had his players sat back on Arsenal, and that's how he made it difficult.
Yeah, but what do we play every game? We go side to side, up the wing. Nothing really changes there.
I didn't see the side to side as much when Arsenal played Atletico Madrid. I didn't see the side to side as much when Arsenal played Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but that's because we get more space.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say to you. It's totally different to how Arsenal play in the Premier League than how Arsenal play in the Champions League because every team, because when you play in the Champions League, you're playing football. You're not playing chess. In England, in the Premier League, you are playing chess. It's a harder game. It's more physical than anything, especially like when you're in someone's penalty area. It is a game of chess. When you're playing in the Champions League, it is more open. It is more free-flowing football. Arsenal do play more open football. That's why I feel.
Yeah, but that's not based on us. I think that's based on the opponents. The way the opponent sets up, I think we play very similar every game.
Okay, well, let's agree to disagree, but I feel that is why Arsenal is a lot more success. I mean, is doing a lot more better success, having more success in the Champions League than other than other English teams. Because look what happened to Newcastle. Newcastle opened up in the Champions League. They opened and they got absolutely smashed because they opened up. Now, if Newcastle did play the Premier League way, there's no way Barcelona would have scored 8 past them. There's absolutely no way it would have happened. But for some reason, he changed it. He wanted to play football. He wanted to play open football. But you can't do that against people like Barcelona.
Yeah, Newcastle and Arsenal are very different. You can't put them in the same boat as us.
No, we're different. But what I'm trying to say to you, though, mate.
Basically, my point is I don't think we play much different. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's your opinion. But what I'm trying to say is Arsenal open up more. They express more when they do play Champions League football. But I mean, again, we all see it in different eyes, which is good. But I just feel that. And another thing, do you know could you imagine if Arsenal win the Champions League? Just to say that, all right, Arsenal win the Champions League. All right, they win that cup. Do you know what else they can do? Do you know what else we can call them after that?
Champions of Europe.
Well, you're going to call them champions, yeah, but it's something else significant that no European teams has done.
Won every game.
Exactly, gone unbeaten. No team, no European teams has ever done it. No European teams has ever. That's something no one wants to talk about. You can go and think about it because I looked and they were talking about it on. And they were talking about it on Thing today. Do you know what I mean? On EA, I can't remember the channel, but it was ESC Sports or something. But yeah, they were talking about it, and they were saying they said no one's talking about it. But if Arsenal win the Champions League and go unbeaten, no one's ever in the history of the Champions League gone unbeaten.
I have to say, I think what's really happened for me this week is the narrative a month ago was this is the weakest Champions League of all time. Arsenal have won every single game, and that's why it's so weak. And you look at the results this midweek, and it completely throws out the window. And I think it actually elevates Arsenal's performance in the group stage. Chelsea got absolutely slapped by PSG. Newcastle, absolutely kind of like it was like 10-minute period. They lost about 4 goals, wasn't it, in the Nou Camp? Spurs got battered in Madrid, and it's like all of these fans. These are the fans coming at Arsenal's style of football and saying like, how entertaining we are. Like, you keep on entertaining. You lose 8-2. Go ahead, you keep it. Because I found it quite entertaining to watch. But Arteta's style of football is the one that's being effective. Like, and that's the situation, and that's the thing. It's like you adapt to the style of football, and none of those teams did adapt. They all tried to kind of play better teams off the park, and they got absolutely battered because of it.
Yeah, no, I get it. Everyone in the chat, guys, please do us a favor. Please subscribe. Please follow. Please like. Again, people in the chat, which win proved Arsenal are serious title contenders for you guys in the chat? Please let us know. Let's move a bit more onto the Champions League a bit. I
said 2-0, Pat.
Say again?
I said 2-0. Just saying.
To who?
So did I.
To you last week.
No, you never. You were
like, 1-1, 2-1. Oh, no, I'm taking my team. I said it'd be comfortable, mate. I said it'd be comfortable.
You or Adam? Adam, you weren't here last week, was you?
No, but I had 2-0. I 2-0.
No, you didn't.
Mate, what a great decision that was.
Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon now for 2-0. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Come on, stop it. I mean, the end of the day, let me ask you, what did you think of Bayer Leverkusen? Adam, what did you think of them?
They're not quite the same side they were. They've lost a lot of players, and they've lost Alonso. I thought they did all right over the 2 legs. Again, everyone talked about it like we were going to sail through. It's a European knockout game against, German side's always efficient. I thought they did all right. I thought that when they had the ball, they pinged it around nicely. They just didn't have an awful lot of threat at the Emirates. They had a couple of half chances, but nothing really that I was too worried about. They're not the same side they were, and I think we did kind of the job on them that I expect us to do. They were better. They were much better away from home. Well, so at home for them. The way
Sorry, someone.
Did you cough him off?
I never cut him off. Where did he go?
No, I said you coughed him
back.
off. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, no, I thought they did. I thought they did okay, but yeah, I just think we were just a level above them, really.
Sorry, Adam. Someone's trying to correct me here. I'm right about the Champions League.
I saw, yeah.
Huh?
I saw, yeah. He's saying 2021 Chelsea. Yeah.
All right, let's just get him up here.
Why would you do that, Pat? Why would you come out with that, especially when he's watching?
It's not they do Chelsea.
Oh, sorry.
All right, calm down, son.
I was going to say, to be fair, when you said it, I didn't want to correct you.
No, I don't think they did. Manchester United, was that United? United didn't do it when I'm beaten.
United definitely lost a game because
yes, they did. No, United.
They lost to Juventus away from home. No, sorry. They beat Juventus away, actually. Maybe they did.
I'm not even going to show that.
No, they won 3-2 in Turin. I'm just right. They drew one at home. He might be right on United.
No. Anyway, all right. Well, if I'm wrong, guys, please let me know in the chat. Please let me know. I'm always here to be corrected. I'm not one of those people who wants to be right all the time. All right. Right. So if I'm wrong, I'll put my hands up. But I think Arsenal can do it, and it will be lovely. Anyway, let's be. You know what I mean? Anyway, moving on from that. All right. How do you think Arteta's coping, Adam, at the moment? Do you think does he look like he's under pressure at the moment?
No, he looks.
What's he doing?
Under pressure.
I don't. Are you all right, mate?
Yeah, I don't know why he's keep kicking me out. It's the bit.
Your missus is unplugging the room.
Big build up to my answer. No, I think he looks as relaxed as I've seen him for a long time. I've always felt, you always know how relaxed he is and on how manic he is on the touchline. And I was watching the other night, he wasn't too bad. And I think there is a little bit of relaxation about him because things are going well. Now, if we do lose a game soon, then you'll probably get back to the kind of outside the technical area, running out to the fourth official. But even in press conferences, he's looked quite relaxed. And I think he's starting to believe that we're going to get there, especially in the league. We'll see. I think Sunday will be a big telltale. Will it be kind of nervy Arteta?
We'll jump into that one in a minute, but yeah, I agree with that.
No, I think he looks all right.
What do you think? Do you think he looks in control? Because we're going to get onto the City one in a minute because I think Pep's losing it, man. I honestly think Pep's losing it. I think someone needs to give Pep a tango or something. Do you know what I mean? What do you reckon, Jake? Is he?
I reckon he looks cool, calm, and collected at the minute. Yeah, I think he's taking it in his stride, game by game, and there's a good feeling. So I don't think he wants to go too overboard just in case. But the results obviously help.
What does it mean? What does it mean for Arsenal's European credibility when Arsenal's the first team again? And once again, first in everything in the Champions League. Now we're the first to be in the quarterfinals. Obviously, Liverpool's in it now as well. But what do you think, Adam? Do you think there are teams out there in the quarterfinals or now? Do you think they want to avoid Arsenal until the finals? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't think we're a nice draw for anyone. I think the one thing is that we haven't got the know-how. It is the stick we're beating with that we haven't won it, and that is fact. As much as I don't want to admit that we haven't got over the line before. So I think we are favourites and probably rightly favourites on what we're doing this year. But I think there will be a nervousness the longer we go on. Again, we saw it in the semi-final last year against PSG. We started very nervously in the first 30 minutes in the semi-final, and I think if it gets to Barcelona, which it looks likely to, if we get through that, we have Barcelona semi-final, then we know Barca have been there and done it. And equally, if we get to a final and we've got a PSG, a Bayern, or a Liverpool, then there's that extra pressure on Arsenal because it's the first one. When Chelsea did it in 2012, it was like a nervy performance in Munich. City was a very nervy performance when they beat Inter Milan when they won it. So it's I think that's the only thing that's going to stop us, like kind of going very close to it, is that we haven't done it before, and I think that there will be a natural nervousness of the fans as well. But I think everything about it is set up that we're going to go very close otherwise.
You agree with that, Jake?
Yeah, it should be our season, but I don't want to. I'm not jumping the bandwagon yet. I'm going to enjoy the ride.
Are Arsenal really, seriously, are Arsenal really title contenders, or like what Jake just come out and say, just enjoy the ride? I mean, I agree with you.
Because we're first.
Do you mean Premier League title or Champions League?
No, I'm talking about Champions League. We're now talking Champions League now, mate.
Yeah, no, I think we look. The draw's been kind. Firstly, we've won all the great group games. We've drawn in Leverkusen. We've won every single game. Otherwise, we have to be. I just said, we haven't won it before, but everything that you go on this season is showing that we're massive contenders. And I think we are bookies' favourites to get to the final. We're bookies' favourites to win it. We have to be, and I think teams don't really. When we've beaten Bayern Munich 3-1, Inter Milan 3-1, and Atletico 4-0, no one's going to fancy playing us. So yeah, we're definitely in it. I think obviously I'm just reading big Chelsea. They're saying Chelsea were underdogs when they won it. The thing is, the Champions League, you can win it as an underdog, and I think that's the thing. It does throw up weird results, and we probably will be favourites in most of the games we play, and we have to deal with that pressure. Sporting Lisbon again, everyone's going to think we're going to roll them over, and that's the only thing is the complacency side. I think we did it very well against Leverkusen, and we have to go to Lisbon and take them seriously. We battered them last year, but we can't afford to go. They knocked us out the Europa League a few years ago when we weren't expected to lose them, and that's the only thing that should stop us against Sporting. But weird things happen in the Champions League, and we have to be aware of that.
Look, I can't remember because I was just about to say something about this big Chelsea's comment. I mean, because I was going to say I'll be ashamed, and I was ashamed when Arsenal lost. Remember when Arsenal lost 10-2 to Bayern Munich in the Champions League in over 2 legs. But for crying out loud, any Chelsea fans are listening to this. You spent £1.5 billion and you got battered 8-2. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. And you call yourselves club world champions. I'm sorry. And you got battered by the same team that you beat in this club world. Still, anyway, I'm just going to put it out there, mate. It's, don't ever say London's blue. All right? Jake, I'm going to quickly ask you, mate.
Go on, son.
Can Arsenal seriously? Can we do the quadruple, or we're jumping ahead of ourselves?
I'll take 3.
And what's the 3?
To be fair, we look in a very good position in all competitions. So, yeah, it could be a possibility, but yeah. Just get a big one and a little one. I'll be happy.
Adam, if Arsenal don't reach the semi-finals, is this a failure?
Yeah, it will be because of the difference between us and Sporting Lisbon. It becomes a bigger failure if you don't win the league. When as I say, if you win the Carabao Cup Final and you win the league, I think there'll be a little bit of okay. It was a one-off. If you lose the Carabao Cup Final and then lose to Lisbon, then it becomes a big problem. In 2004 we went unbeaten. That was the year that we should have won the Champions League. And I know obviously Big Chelsea was calling me Wayne Bridge there. I like Wayne Bridge, but I don't like him. I've got horrible memories of Wayne Bridge for that day, and that was a season where everyone thought we were going to win the European Cup. We were favourites for it, and Porto won it, and it was out of the blue. And as much as I look back on the unbeaten season with great memories, there was always that kind of tinge of like what could have been. That for me, that should have been like our treble season. We got knocked out of the semi-final of the FA Cup. We lost to Chelsea, and we could have easily done the treble that year. And I think there'll be elements of that this year if we don't win more than one. I think the fact that we've gone so long without winning the league will be massive that if we do it. But I think if we don't get to at least the semi-final of the Champions League, there'll be a huge feeling of like what could have been this season, and that's where the clubs have got to.
Even though Arsenal win the FA Cup and win the Premier League. Even
then, I think this we're never going to get a Champions League draw this favourable. And when have we ever been favourites of the Champions League in March? I don't think it's ever happened.
There's still bloody great teams in it, though, mate.
There are, but we're favourites, Pat. We're
No,
favourites, and we've beaten the second favourites already. You know, so
yeah, no, I mean, I get that, but
Yeah.
but at the same time, you still got PSG, you still got Barcelona, you still got Real Madrid, you still got Athletic.
I'm not belittling these teams. I'm just saying, you know, we're on the right side of the draw. Barcelona are a good side, but you can get at Barcelona. They do concede goals. You know, they've shown that. They're not just shown it in the Champions League, they've shown it in La Liga as well. So we're on the right side of the draw, and we're playing well enough to be getting to that final. So I think if we win the league, I'll be delighted. And if someone said to me now, you'll only win the league, I'd probably still be delighted as a season. But there will be a tinge of what could have been if we don't go close in the Champions League as well for me.
Okay. All right. Just want to say, everyone in the chat, how far can Arsenal go in the Champions League? Let us know what you think, and please let us know in the chat. I want to move on to the Carabao Cup because I want to because it's time's moving on, guys. So I want to be very quick with the Carabao Cup. Is this Arsenal's biggest test of the season on Sunday, Jake?
Well, what do I tell you every week, Pat? Always the next game. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive. If we win this, I think it holds us in good stead for the next couple of years. I know that sounds crazy, but I generally think this team winning something and them getting that feeling should hopefully spur them on. But yeah, when it comes to this stage of the season, like I said, every next game is just massive because it could have such a detrimental effect on us. But yeah, Sunday's going to be massive, and hopefully we do it.
Adam, does this game decide the momentum for the rest of the season for both teams?
Yeah, it can do. I mean, it didn't turn out to be the case for Liverpool last year when they lost to Newcastle, and Liverpool kind of carried on in the league. And I still think even if we lose on Sunday, we'll win the league. But I think if we win the league, the belief that will go through the squad for every competition will be huge. I think, you know, it's the first final this group of players are going to play together. It's Arteta's kind of first final with obviously fans at the stadium after the 2020 FA Cup final. So yeah, it's like we said about Spurs recovering after Wolves. It's going to be a huge test of mentality. I think we're getting City at the right time. I don't think they're fancying it on Sunday at the moment. I'm not saying they can't win it, but I think we do go in as favourites. And I think, you know, everything about the momentum suggests that we need to go and kind of get this over the line. And I think if we do win it, then the possibilities for this season are limitless. I really do.
Who needs this more, Jake? Arsenal or City?
Arsenal Football Club.
Why Arsenal Football Club? Why not City?
How much have we won the last 10 years, and how much has City won the last 10 years?
True. Okay. No, true.
Simple as that. Sorry, Pat, to be direct like that.
No, I agree. No, I think that you said it nice and sweet there for us. Should Arsenal go full out with a strength or rotate the squad, Adam? And what I'm going to ask you is, very quickly, does that answer? Should Arsenal go full strength or rotate slightly? I want to know your team.
I think you're going to ask me about the goalkeeper there, but you've actually asked me the full team. I think that the timing of this final, the fact we haven't won a trophy in 6 years, firstly, we have to go full strength. But equally, the timing of the final is perfect. You know, we go into an international break next week. We haven't got a league game until 11th of April. So we have to go full strength. I think, like, if we lost this final and didn't play our full team, then you'd be sitting there going, why didn't we? You know, like, for momentum alone, we have to do it. And I think the fans deserve it. The fans deserve, you know, we've not been, like, as Jake said, we've not been kind of, you know, like, had loads of finals to enjoy in the last, 10 years. And a final's a big occasion, and you need to take it seriously. So my team would be, I think, pretty much the same team that played against Leverkusen, really. Hincapié and Calafiori is probably a bit of a question mark. I think Timber's a big doubt, isn't he? And I'm hoping Eze is going to be okay, because Eze's come into form right at the right time as well. So that's going to be a big question mark. But no, I think I would play the full team in pretty much the same 11 that played Leverkusen, obviously fitness aside. Okay.
Jake, quickly say the same. I mean, I'm asking the same question, but I want to throw this in there. Why? Tell me the reason why our goalkeeper, what's his name? Not huh?
Kepa.
Kappa. Why shouldn't Kappa start instead of Raya?
I think Kepa will start.
Okay.
I think Arteta will give him that. Obviously, he's played every game, I think. Obviously, I think White will come in for Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, Rice, Zubimendi, Eze. Saka is a question mark. I never thought I'd say that about that man. But I just feel the last couple of games, I don't know if he's run out of ideas or he's trying too hard. I just feel like it's not coming off for him at the minute. But I think he will start Saka, Gyökeres, and Trossard, I think.
What do you think about what this Chelsea boy is saying? Kappa is too short.
I
like the Champions League, didn't he?
I like Kepa as a shot stopper. I would play Raya, and I think Raya might play. I got a feeling because I just think a final's different. You know, we've had it in the past where you get to a final with the team. I just got a feeling he will start. I think Raya is that slight bit better, and I think the fact it's City as well. I think, you know, again, no disrespect to other teams. If you were playing someone mid-table in this cup final, you might play Kepa. But I think if you're playing Erling Haaland and, you know, some of these other players, I think you play your best goalkeeper in a final, personally.
If Arsenal win this game, does this give Arsenal a psychological edge overseas in the title race? Jake?
I think we've already got the slight edge, I think, to be fair. But yeah, I think this will be... to be fair, I think the mentality we've got at the minute, I think even if we lost, I think it would drive us on to go and win that league even more. But yeah, I think we have, if we do win it, it'd be massive for us. And I think, yeah, hopefully the start of more to come.
All right. Everyone else in the chat, please, guys, let us know your predictions. Also, let us know your starting 11. Who should start? Who should be the goalkeeper? Who should Arsenal rotate if you feel they should rotate? Or do you feel Arsenal should basically go with the strongest?
Who's your starting 11, Pat?
My starting 11, to be honest with you, and I will start Raya. I would. But my heart says no, give it to Kepa. But my heart says I would put Raya in there. I would also start with Ben White on the right. I'll start with Ben White on the right, and I'll have obviously the normal. The abnormal is Saliba, Gabriel, and on the left. Interesting. Would I start Calafiori or would I give it to Hincapié? Honestly, I'm going to start Hincapié. That's my line. The middle, I'm definitely going with Eze, and I'm going with Zubimendi, and I'm going with Rice. On the right hand side, I'm starting with Nuni Madueke, and on the other side, I'm going to be starting with I'll start with Trossard in up the middle. I know people are saying they want to start off with you want to give it to Kai Havertz, but I wouldn't. I'd be giving it to Gyökeres, then see what happened after that. What do you think of that?
I'd be amazed if Saka doesn't play, but I can see the argument for Madueke, but I think Saka will play.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay, fine. I mean, to be honest with you, if I did start Saka, I'll be putting him in the middle. I would not be putting him on the right hand side.
Can't do that with Eze in form.
Sorry?
Can't do that with Eze in form.
No, okay. All right. There's an argument for that, but I agree. Everyone else in the chat, what do you guys think? Please let us know. What do you guys think about that? My lineup, is mine good or is it bad? Please let us know what yours will be. If City wins, does that stop Arsenal's momentum initially?
No.
Depends on the next game. You know, it's the next game is Southampton away, is it? I think in the FA Cup. So yeah, yeah. Then you're looking at going. It depends. As I say, I think Liverpool it didn't stop the momentum last year. I think a lot when when Liverpool lost to Newcastle last year, everyone thought they were going to, kind of go on a bit of a bad run, and they just settled down a bit and went again. So every time we've lost a game this season, and we've lost big games, don't get me wrong, we've lost, Villa, Man United, and Liverpool, and every time we've lost one of those big games, we've recovered with a really big unbeaten run. So nothing about losing on Sunday suggests that we're going to go implode at the moment. So it is big losing a final weekly.
Adam, Arsenal currently better than City. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, definitely better than City at the moment. Yeah.
Jake, if Arsenal win the final, are they favourites for the Premier League?
I think we're favourites anyway, but yeah, I think that'd be a bit of a nail in the coffin. Them Champions League, going out Champions League and the Carabao Cup same week.
I'll ask. Are our rivals fans starting to fear Arsenal again? Because you remember they never used to be fair.
I think they're starting to, like, past all the bullshit. I think they're finally starting to go, yeah, we are a pretty good side. Yeah, we probably are going to win it. I think that's over the recent couple of weeks. I think that's starting to change with rival fans. I think they're starting to go, yeah, fair play. They are looking good. You always get the other fans, but yeah, I think generally, to be fair, I think most of you said about earlier about 19 teams not wanting us to win. I probably think it's about half and half.
No, it's not half.
Obviously, you've got a bit of rivals. I still think you've got a lot of teams that hate Man City and don't want Man City to win the league.
But that's not half and half, mate. I mean, I get that, but you got to remember, look at it. There's Liverpool supporters out there that want City to win it. There's top. I mean, I've never seen it. I've never. Sorry.
People I speak to online, yeah, maybe, but people you speak to that I know that are fans of different clubs.
I think they're lying to you, bro. They're lying to you. Honestly, I think they are. Anyway, is the media now under?
You need to go off Twitter, mate. I said you need to get off Twitter, mate. I can't do that, pal. I've got too many Tottenham supporters. Yeah, my boys, all my Tottenham boys, my Chelsea boys. They need to still cry. You know what I mean? I need to still make them cry. Yeah,
is the media now understanding? Is the media underestimated? Has the media underestimated Arsenal season?
No, I don't think so, because I think that you're starting to hear talk of a quadruple, be it begrudging praise. We are getting praise now. As I say, I think it depends who you listen to and the way Arsenal fans take it. You know, we are a touchy bunch at times, and I think sometimes we do take it very personally when we don't get the praise we deserve. But I think equally we've had a lot of praise in the last few weeks. Even the ones that kind of are deemed to criticize us, Carragher and Neville have said for quite a while they think Arsenal are going to win it. You know, like, as much as they criticize, they have said for a long time they feel Arsenal win the league.
Let's not fall for the narrative now, mate. Look, all right. You're saying that, yeah, we're now starting to get the people coming round. Mate, the only reason why they're doing it is because they're looking stupid with their narratives. And that's the only reason why they are coming round, because they're now starting to see, hang on a minute, Arsenal can do something here. So let's stop trying to get clicks and likes, and let's start being proper pundits or proper journalists. Mate, they still want to see Arsenal fail. They still want to see, but they're now becoming, like you said, coming round thinking, hang on a minute, this team could go out and do this. So stop putting negative narratives, and let's start being journalists and proper and start talking properly. Look, do you remember? Have you guys seen the little piece of what John Terry said? Anyone seen John Terry? How?
Wow.
I'm not seeing it. I should have pulled it up. I mean, I cannot stand John Terry. I really cannot stand the geezer. I really cannot stand. But I was so shocked in hearing how he defended Arsenal. I thought, hang on a minute, you're having a laugh.
Oh, was that because they were saying that we play like Chelsea?
Well, yeah, he came out and slammed that geezer Obi, whatever his name is. Mikel, and he slammed some other journalist, and he's talking about, in a nutshell, what are you not talking about? That's how we won that's how we won our Premier League. That's how Barber. But you've got to listen to it. You got to listen to it. But I was glad he done that, because the narratives is getting so pathetic. It is getting stupid. It really is. People are just jumping on the bandwagon just to jump on the bandwagon.
This is why you hear all the other bullshit about set pieces and our most boring season, is because we've lost 3 games all season. No one can say anything about us. Do you know what I mean? They've got to pick up.
Chelsea's lost. I played how many games? 3.
Chelsea's lost 3 games this week.
And Arsenal's only lost 3 games out of the whole entire time. Right, hang on a minute. I've got something for you not to listen to. No, not that one. Did you not hear that?
No, what's the name of the song?
It's just the way when they score a goal. Can you not hear it?
Oh, I thought it was trying to say Saka goal.
But I think to sum up Jake's point, though, like Big Chelsea, I was reading Big Chelsea in the chat there a minute ago. A lot of fans are like Big Chelsea being, they're going to give us banter, but I think there's a begrudging kind of praise coming now, which is kind of the way he's just gone. And I think that is it. Like the banter's been flowing, but I think people have kind of gone, you know what, the Arsenal are going to do it now.
Yeah, of course.
And we have to give a little bit of praise, because we've taken a lot of flack this year.
They're turning. They are turning.
We've had a lot of question marks about our mentality, and we pass a lot of tests. And I think people are going, you know what, fair play, because Arsenal have been asked a lot of questions, and they've answered the questions when they needed to most.
No, absolutely. Look, guys, everyone in the chat, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please follow. Please do the likes, guys. Let us know what you guys think about the League Cup on Sunday. Who's going to win? What's your lineup? What's your predictions? How you feeling? Who's going to win it? What I want to
just answering Chelsea's point, Pat. I think Lewis Skelly will go on loan next season and play midfield.
Say that again.
Just answering Big Chelsea lose one. Why am I echoing?
Okay, I'm not really. What? I know. What's going on?
You've changed something now, Pat.
I've done nothing.
Yeah, sorry. I think Lewis Skelly will just do midfield or go on loan next season.
Whoa, what's that? That's not. I've got no clue. No clue what's going on.
That's Chelsea.
You hear me? It's not me.
It is you.
Anyway, I think we better finish up, because it's getting late now. Anyway, and I think we're becoming robots for some reason. Okay, look, I just want to say thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks to Adam. Thanks to Jake. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's going to be annoying. And yeah, listen, everyone, please subscribe, please follow, please like. I need to get off this.